So I am going with the Azzurri for the 2030 World Cup. Saudi Arabia is in the running to host the World Cup in 2030, um, which is interesting because Roberto Mancini suddenly announced his resignation and took the job as Saudi Arabia manager. If he's a Saudi Arabia manager, Saudi Arabia take it to the next step with the Italian manager, then are Italia going to win in 2030? I don't know, man. I'm telling you, it's a good omen for 2030. The fact that they got an Italian manager now, and they can kind of garner the influence from Italia. There's Fatesi, DiMarco, Chiesa, there is Barella, there is uh, Raspadori. I mean, there's quite a bit of young talent to go along in the Italian squad. And as of now, Phil, we will find out who's going to be the host. They're kind of delaying the process a little bit. I don't know if it's to give Saudi Arabia some time to put themselves in position. I think Saudi Arabia would love nothing more to do than to get the 2030 World Cup, which is the 100-year anniversary. I think a lot of countries out there, everyone's going to want to host the 100-year anniversary. But Saudi Arabia are reconsidering if they're going to push it back to 2034. They may take advantage of what's happening with the fallout with Luis Rubiales and everything that transpired from the Women's World Cup. So they had a bid with Spain, Portugal, and Morocco is one of the bids, and basically it's going to really hurt their bid basically for the way that he groped the Spanish chick and kissed her without consent and not immediately sacking the president of the Spanish Royal Federation. So I think, with that being said, Saudi Arabia is going to be back in the running. Nothing has changed with 2026. It is going to be Brazil and Neymar to win after the death of Pele. A la Messi and Maradona, he said he achieved his dream. He said that he has won everything. There's nothing left to prove. So I think Spalletti is a fine acquisition. I think they'll be more expressive with the ball in their feet. Hopefully, allow 0-1 goals and kind of put three through the net instead of depending for a half. Vice versa, kind of what we saw in Euro 2020. So I think Italia made that with Luciano Spalletti, but it's always very hard to win the Euro, and when you go 13 Euros without winning, it's going to be pretty hard to win it again. But hey, quarterfinal, semifinal, I reckon a deep run is still there to give momentum before the 2026 World Cup. 2026 World Cup is going to be a special one for Italia, missing the two World Cups. So round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinal. I don't know about the semifinals yet, but I can see Italia in the quarterfinal. So overall, this is very well for Saudi for 2030. I would love nothing more to win a Winter World Cup. That'd be amazing. Despite Saudi Arabia being an awful place to host it, I hope they win it right before Christmas. I kind of like, Saudi Arabia, they're buying all these players, they're getting themselves exposed, they're whitewashing their human rights, and they use the money from all of that. If anyone pays attention to their leagues, buy new stadiums, set up the infrastructure with their SIF. And Saudi Arabia will probably host the World Cup in 2030. And if Roberto Mancini is still coach at that time, or even though he leaves beforehand, it's going to be a good influence for the Azzurri right away.